Great morning, great morning, great morning. I am Nicole D. Jones, and I'm just happy and grateful for another day. I'm happy and grateful for you. I'm happy and grateful for life. I'm happy and grateful for another opportunity to look at me, to right my wrongs, to just be, man, I don't even know how to put in words how I feel this morning. I am happy and grateful. I had a late start, not really, kind of, I won't say late. It actually was a early start. And um, I started reading because y'all know I'm on this reading kick. Like I had 9 books delivered this weekend, but I started reading and I did lose track of the time. So forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. Um, and I forgot I had my earpiece in. So hopefully you can hear me. But I wanted us to continue with the laws, all right? So at first we've talked about the law of the seed, we've talked about the law of difference. Today I want to talk about the law of the mind. And I told you guys I've been reading Mike Murdoch, okay? I've been reading Mike Murdoch, and if somebody is on here that has my number, text me and let me know that you can hear me before I move forward, because I didn't realize I had my earpiece in until now, and I don't want to keep going or pull it out if you can't hear me. Let me see. Okay, thank you, Miss Jacinta. See, I know somebody on the other side, but the law of the mind, all right? And what excites me, and the reason why I was kind of running late because I was all like this in the book this morning, is because what excites me is when Jehovah God gives something to me, and then when I go and I read it and I realize, like, man, see, I knew what I was talking about. That really came from Jehovah God. That wasn't just a thought, okay? But it's worded differently, but it says the same thing that we are already doing. So listen, big ups to Jehovah God for that. But the first thing, there are 3 things that your mind needs, all right? Your mind needs a focus, all right? Now, this is the first thing. What have we been talking about? We've been talking about setting goals. We've been talking about setting vision, all right? But your mind needs to focus on something in your future. What is a goal? It's something in the future. Okay. What is vision? It's something in the future. Your mind needs this because, like I tell you, it's the garden. He even talked about that. He even talked about your mind being the garden. And I keep telling you, I take it a step further because, yes, it's our Garden of Eden. And in the garden is where Eve bit the apple. So in the garden is where sin came in. It's in the garden where, where we battle in our mind, okay? But when you start doing goals and you start doing vision, you start feeding the heart of your mind. You start feeding the subconscious of your mind, okay? And every one of our minds, we need a focus, all right? Because your mind has 2 parts. It's your memory and your imagination. Okay. So your conscious mind is your memory. It's what remembers the things that happens, but it's your subconscious mind. Like I told you in the book, it speaks to your subconscious mind as the heart of you. All right. That's where your imagination is. That's where there's no filters. So when you have these visions and you have these goals, you can see it. I am so happy and grateful now that I am worth $100,000 in liquidity by December 31st, 2021. See, my subconscious mind doesn't get caught up on what's in my bank account. My subconscious mind stays caught up on what I said, and then it rejoices on the fact that I am going to be worth that. It gets excited. It puts me in places and positions. It brings more things through my senses to fuel that. Okay. So we got to understand that in this, yes, in this, we have to make sure that you know that your mind, it needs a focus. Okay. Your mind always needs a focus. That's why setting goals is so important. That's why setting goals is so important. All right. Because your mind is going to remember everything that you did wrong. It remembers what you did right. It remembers what you did wrong. But that subconscious mind, when you have a goal and you start using your five senses to feed the desire that increases the belief, man, you can't stop. All right. So you got to remember that your conscious mind, it's what replays your past, but your imagination, it continues to replay your future. All right. I need y'all to get this. I need you to get it. See, why do I want you to get it so bad? Because we already understand that we're valuable. We already understand that we're necessary. We already understand that we're needed. We already understand that we're in a fixed fight and our steps are preordained and predestined. We already understand that we are spirit beings that were created in the garden before the apple was bit. So we already are created in perfection. This journey is just here for us to work out the perfection. It's us striving for the perfection so that when we get to the end time where we have to go to our destiny, we are right back to where we are. That's why there's a cycle of life naturally. Ooh, come on, man. So you got to. It is so important. Listen, we're in the month of June. It is, what is today? What is today? It is June 7th. All right. So in my conscious mind, it's saying, girl, you got $20 in the bank. You talking about you gonna be worth 100,000 in less than 6 months. You already halfway through the year. Okay, it is what it is. To God be the glory. But that subconscious mind, it took the goal when I said it, and it's saying, yes, Nicole, you can do this. You are going to be all that you set your goal to be. Yes. And it's going to keep feeding me, and it's going to keep feeding me, and it's going to excite me. And my imagination is going to grow. Why? Because it can't be tainted. All right. Do you realize that your goals and your dreams and your desires, they come from within you because it's who you are. This is why you got to know who you are, and you got to understand whose you are. We're all spirit beings. Jehovah God created each and every one of us, regardless to how we want to walk through this journey, what we want to acknowledge. It doesn't change your original DNA. Oh my God. So this is the thing. Set your goals. If you haven't done it, because we haven't gone back to it, okay? We haven't gone back to it. We haven't gone back. I haven't asked y'all because at this point, to me, it is what it is. You see, Jada, it is what it is. All right. You're going to do it for you. I can't force you to do it. But by faith, I believe that every one of us have a goal. Every one of us is going to succeed it. If you started in the beginning with me in January writing them, or if you start them today, write your vision, make it plain, all right? So that when you and others see it, you can run with it. What does that mean? When you walk in places, because you are the one of value, the people that you need access to will be drawn to you, all right? It is so important for you to write your vision. It's so important for you to write your goal. Why? Because your mind needs something to focus on. Holy Spirit. Oh my God. What time is it? Oh my God. What time is it? I can't even get to my time. Listen, 10:12. All right. Glasses fogging up. I don't care. We're going to keep them on today. I'm going to read today. All right. So this is the thing. Your memory replays the past. Your imagination plays the future. I want you to remember this. All right. You got to remember this. All right. Because this is the thing. Even through the journey, you're created new. All right. We all have sinned. We've all fall short. We all sin and fall short of the glory every day. We all do something wrong, okay? That's why we got to renew our mind. We got to renew our heart while we're on this journey, all right? We got to be intentional to look at our glass half full, never half empty. See, it's a choice, okay? But the reason you need to do that is because you need the right attitude and you need the right perspective. I told you I'm going to keep beating this perspective thing in our heads. Okay. In order for you to be able to focus on something the right way, your perspective has to shift. So you got to understand who you are. You have to understand whose you are. You got to understand that even when you do something wrong, you just dust yourself and you get back up. All right. I don't care what goes wrong in your day. Do you not realize that you are so valuable and so important that in your life and your journey, nothing is wrong? Let me ask you that again. Do you realize, is your perspective of yourself understanding the value? You are so valuable that even the things that go on in your day that you think is wrong is not wrong. They're not wrong because every day is predestined. So see, when you wake up with a problem, because we already understand that problems are needed and necessary in order for us to get a reward. See, so when something's not going your way, stop looking at it like that and look at it as an opportunity to gain another reward. Look at it as another opportunity to learn how to become humble. Look at it as you understanding that you are the master of all things. You have dominion over everything. There is nothing that goes wrong in my day. Now, does that mean that I don't get irritated, frustrated, distracted, and all of that? Absolutely. Indeed, I do. Okay, just happened. Saturday, I had to tell Kadeja straight up, like, see, I'm getting irritated. I'm getting frustrated. At this point, it was about 7 o'clock. I had not eaten. Listen, I need to put something in these jaws before I cut a real donkey. Okay. But was that a problem? Is it something going wrong in my day? Absolutely not. Why? Because I didn't fall into the attitude. Ha! See, that was just another opportunity for me to practice self-control. It was another opportunity for me not to be the negative seed and the Debbie Downer. It was another opportunity. Oh, my goodness, man, it's so hot out here, y'all. Oh, Lord. It's all good, though. It's all good. So you got to remember, your mind needs a focus. You got to remember that your days are predestined. You got to remember that you've been given a new heart and you've been given a new life. Every day that you wake up, this is why I'm so happy and grateful for another day. It's present. It's a present given to me. I'm gifted with today. So I don't take it to heart. I don't take it for granted. I don't take it lightly. I do take it to heart. I said that wrong. I don't take it for granted. I don't take it lightly. Okay. So even when my days are off, I stop. I told you I'm learning how to be still so that it line back up because I understand that every day has purpose. I have purpose. All right. You have purpose. Okay. So what does your mind need? The reason for the goals is because you need these pictures. You need to set a goal so that when your days, they don't look how you want them to look and they don't feel how you want them to feel, you got to be able to go back. Write your goals out. I told you, your house should have index cards everywhere. All right? If you want that struggle, they need to be everywhere. Well, it don't go in my decor. Listen, do you want your room to be cute or do you want to be great? All right? And if anybody come into your space and they see these index cards and they talk about you, then you got the wrong people in your space anyway. I done told y'all, figure out who got access to you and why. Oh, Lord. Let me see. The picture in your mind controls your behavior. Listen, it's 3 things your mind needs. We might not even get past the first one, but I don't care. I'm not going to rush it. The pictures in your mind, let me quote this right, controls your behavior. You will always act like the person that you think you are. Let me just let that. I know at least Jacinta over there. You will act like the person that you think that you are. Okay. This is why I keep saying we are in a process of shifting our perspective, learning how to be who we are unapologetically through a posture of submission unto Jehovah God, that produces humility. Okay? Why? Because you will always act like the person that you think that you are. So when you think bad about yourself, your attitude's bad. Think about it. Because if you love you enough, because we all wrestle with something, okay? We all don't love ourselves all day, every day. But when you can love yourself enough to understand, I am necessary, I am needed, I am valued, I am loved, I am loved. See, when them jokers start coming to you with the foolery, you know how to fall back and be all right. When you got to cut negative, toxic things out of your life, yeah, it may hurt because you're familiar with it, you're comfortable with it, but I guarantee you it's going to be greater later. Do y'all realize that your mind will make you think that you need someone toxic in your life when really you don't? You're just familiar with that person. You've gotten comfortable with that person. Okay? Listen, something stay around you long enough, you get used to it. All right? If Pocket died today, that's my dog. Would I be sad and hurt? Yeah. But am I going to fall into a depression? No. Do I love him? Absolutely. He done been with us for 8 years now. He done grew on me. All right. But am I like this animal lover that got him? You know, my daughter always says for him to be a little dog, he's a little Yorkie, right? He'd been deprived of a little dog life because he ain't getting up on my furniture. He got zones in my house. The moment that you can come into my house and know that an animal resides there is the day he gotta go. Oh, Nicole, that's mean. No, it's not. No, it's not. The point I'm trying to make is, yes, I love him, and he gonna obey, so he don't have to get put out. But will I put him out? Absolutely, because I'm not attached to anything so much that I can't let it go. All right. The only thing I won't let go of is Jehovah God. That's the only thing I won't let go of. I will lose everything for that. But I'm making the point that sometimes we get comfortable. We get comfortable with things around us that aren't even good for us. And then your conscious mind will make you think you can't go on. And it's a lie. Let it go and see how much better you get. Okay? See how much better it actually gets. Because here's the deal. You always act like the person that you think you are. So if you holding on to something that is less than your value, then there are some places in you that we got to work on. And it's okay. But be willing to see it. Be willing to work on it. Be okay with it. All right? And understand when you're like, oh, but Nicole, I can't do it. I can't let her go. I can't let him go. I can't stop blowing accounts. Yes, you can. Because it's going to be greater later. Try it. You sometimes we don't move forward because we forfeit the process without even trying. We talk ourselves out because we say, oh, it's going to be like this, this, and this. How you know? You ain't never been there. So how do you know how it's going to be? You haven't let something go long enough. You want to listen. If you on my trading team and you blowing accounts, you better get on these calls. I told y'all before, 10 cents, or excuse me, 10%. I'm thinking of my lot size. Lord help me. 10% is skill. 90% is spiritual growth and personal self-development. So if you can't keep your money, if money is still mastering you and you're not mastering it, you need to get on these mindset because you need to shift your perspective. When Nicole ain't talking about trading, indeed I'm not. Okay, because the money gonna come and go. You ain't gonna keep the money till your mind get right anyway. I said it. Y'all gonna blow up uncommon success with that one. All right. But you gotta know that you'll always act like the person you think that you are. See, this is still I'm talking about what our mind need. I'm not even going to go to the second one. We're going to talk about the second. We're going to do mindset all this week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because the third thing we need is going to line up with Freedom Friday. But here's the thing. You have to understand that all of us have been created with purpose. So anyone who's like, well, I don't know what my purpose is, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, this and that, that's not true. That is your conscious mind trying to keep you bound. When your subconscious mind is really every place that your purpose lies, okay? So if your conscious mind can keep talking to you, making you feel like you less than, making you feel like that you're not going to be a billionaire, making you feel like you can't learn the trade, making you feel like you can't leave this relationship, making you feel like you can't take your God-given talents and produce and multiply. If it can continue to make you think that, you'll never tap into who you really are. All right? The mind is the battlefield. You got to remember this. You got to understand that this is where it all takes place. Nowhere else. Nowhere else. But you do understand that you don't lose till you start speaking it out. There's no power and authority in your thoughts until you start talking them out. Okay? That whole speaking, that speaking piece is what gives it power. So if I already set a goal to be worth $100,000 in liquidity by December 31st, and I look at my bank account, I'm never going to speak what I see until it's over what I know. Okay? I'm never going to do it. So I don't really care. So if it's not at 100,000 yet, then I look at it and I got to figure out what else I need to do. See, I got to be still long enough. I got to keep feeding my desires so that I keep feeding my subconscious mind so that my imagination, the subconscious, my heart begins to grow. And then who I really am. See when y'all have those revelating moments like, man, I should start doing makeup. Y'all do realize that's what's in you already. So that means that your hands are gifted to do it already. Because you're already healthy, you're already wealthy, you're already prosperous, and you're walking out understanding that everything that your hands go to touch, it shall, and it will manifest and grow things. So you get this thought like, man, I should do makeup. And then you realize that your face, when you beat your face, it looked a whole lot better than the next one. Then you start seeing people on TV like, dang, I do makeup better than her. You're right. You probably do. It's just somewhere she grasped and she believes something that you're not grasping and believing for yourself. You do realize that prosperity and wealth is not based off of how good you are at something. It's based off of how confident you are in that something. Think about it. Because there are many people that are doing makeup for celebrities that are living the life. And if they're good stewards over their money, they're living in millions. All right. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they do makeup the best. All right. So how is that? They have a confidence and they've grasped who they are. They've even grasped who they are, whose they are. Every award ceremony, I just want to give it back to God. First, giving honor to God, who's the head of my life. See, you got to remember, God judges by the heart. He's not like man. He judges us by the heart. He judges us by our subconscious mind. He sees us in our subconscious mind. He doesn't see the flaws in the things that we do wrong. He understands that those are just opportunities. He created us. He created you. He knew that. All right? He knew what you were going to do wrong and right. But he created you with purpose. See, when we can start getting into that place where we really understand that, we'll stop being our worst critic. So there are three things that the mind needs, but we're going to do one because it's 10:27, all right? It's 10:27. You know that your mind needs a focus, okay? We've been talking about that for half a year, if not longer. So again, go back to the basics. So you got to go back to what works. Write your vision, write your goal. If you haven't done it already, it's all right. Do it today. If you have, go back and revisit it. Do a little maintenance check on yourself, okay? Make sure that you're getting up and you're affirming yourself. Speak life to yourself daily, daily. It don't have to stop. I speak anytime I feel low, I begin to speak life to myself. I begin to keep my eyes on me. So continue to speak life to yourself. Start your day like that, all right? And then keep getting up. Keep getting up. Keep moving forward. When you're feeling heavy, find you an accountability partner. Not one that's gonna tear you down, but one that's gonna build you up. Not one that's gonna blow smoke up your butt and make you, in this whole la la land. We're not doing that. The subconscious mind is not a la la land. It's your destiny. Okay, it's two different things. So you stay around like-minded people. You stay around people that can be humble, that can honor, that can serve. All right, that can lift you up, that ain't always trying to tear you down. And when they give you constructive criticism, they never leave you at the bottom. They get you back up. They sit you back off. They dust you off, and nobody even knows what just happened. All right? Why are we doing this? Because we understand that our mind needs a focus, okay? So that's what I want y'all to do today. Revisit your goal. If you haven't written it down, write it down. Continue to affirm yourself. Don't let any problem stop you or deter you. Understand that problems are needed and necessary. There are seeds that are dropped in your life for you to gain a reward. It ain't never a bad thing because there's always a solution. And because there's always a solution, you always gonna end up on top. All right. So again, I am Nicole D. Jones. Remember that you are healthy, that you are wealthy, that you are prosperous. And everything that our hands go to touch, it must, it shall, and it will manifest and grow. That's why we're going to keep our mind on a goal. We're going to stay focused in what we need to accomplish. And we understand that a goal is in the future. Okay. It's not present. And who we are today isn't where the goal is. So stop beating yourself up on where you are today and keep getting up. And know that every day, your day should be intentional to take steps to get closer to the end result. All right? Nicole D. Jones, continue to have a fantabulous day. Smooches.